In this lesson, we're going to start by building out our navigation bar. So I'm going to do a half and half here so we can see our navigation bar and what all the classes are actually going to do as we build it out within our page. So we've already created a basic placeholder for our navigation bar, and within this navigation bar, we need to add in some divs. And with Bootstrap, there's quite a lot of divs because we need some type of elements in order to contain all the different classes that we're going to be using. So let's just use a container. So the same thing that we're using down there, and again, this container allows us to have a little bit more structure within our HTML, and we can get rid of that spacing there because this container is just going to be sitting within the div, providing more structure. So the next thing that I want to do is add a button. So this is type button, and we're going to transform it with the Bootstrap classes afterwards and Bootstrap attributes. So I'm going to just leave some placeholders here for that Bootstrap. And we're going to also create a span here, so class. And this is, again, we're just going to leave that blank for now. And this is actually where that hamburger icon is going to go. So when you collapse your page, this is what's going to be showing there. Next thing that we want to do, we want to also add in our navigation list. So I'm going to wrap this within another div. And the reason that I'm doing it this way is that this is where all my collapsed content is going to go. So the button is going to be the only thing that's going to be showing whenever we collapse. And this is where we get that responsive layout that we can build out using Bootstrap. So I'm going to give it an ID because we do need to identify the collapsed content. And so anything in here is not going to show, and it's going to be in that collapsed mode. That's only going to show whenever we shrink down the page. So we want to place that into an ordered list. And again, I'm going to just leave these classes as placeholders. And then we know that each one of these can be a list item. And within each one of these list items, we need to have an href, a hyperlink, in order to link out to wherever we want this link to go. So for now, we're just going to set it to go to index. So this is going to be our home page. And of course, we also need a Bootstrap class for here. And also a Bootstrap class for here for the list items. So there we go. So now we've set up the basic structure, and really it doesn't look like a whole lot because of course we haven't added in our Bootstrap class. So this is where all of the magic happens with Bootstrap. Once you start adding in these classes, it really begins to take shape. So in the next lesson, we're going to be adding in the classes in Bootstrap in order to build out our navigation menu. So that's coming up in the next lesson.